if there are no silent letters. So, and he asked, like, why is the word subtle? Where's the T in there? Why is that in there? Yeah. Or no, the B.
Yeah.
Subtle. All right, good match.
Please, good match.
All right, so it's John O'Hagan and Marty Storer, two legends of the game, Hall of Famers. And should be a great match that they play almost perfectly. Not going to see too many mistakes from these guys.
I'm excited. This is Backgammon Wednesday. I had stuff to do today, but who cares about that crap? We're watching amazing backgammon all day. Let's go. So we're in round 4, so that means now the matchups have to do with your winning record. Is that right?
I'm not sure whether the first... I'm not sure whether it's the first 3 or first 4 rounds that are random pairing, so this could still be a random pairing with 4 Swiss pairs.
It's very possible that after John's first upset loss, he went on to just beat up a couple other people, so he could be 2-1, I would guess.
Interesting choice here with this double 4s, and he's going to opt for the pure play of making the points in order, 6, then 5, then 4, and leave the 4 points slotted. So many checkers back, that's usually the right approach. And John's got to figure out what to do with this 3-1. He's just going to come up. Maybe he'll make that anchor in the future. Marty, almost certainly not going to let him make that anchor with this double 4. And he makes 2 interboard points. And John rolls a great shot, improving to the 3-5 anchors.
Now, at what point, what are the parameters when a back game turns into a double anchor holding game, technically?
That's a good question. Like, I would still call it, if forced to, I would still call this a double anchor holding game just because I still have chances to win going forward. By going forward, I mean, hitting a checker in normal course before the bear off, or before the bear in and bear off, and then priming it or containing it. Perhaps after like the midpoint is cleared and all that, maybe that's when we call it a back game. But yeah, Marty or John can easily give up one of those anchors if he had to. Although Marty has now...
Yeah, what about now?
Point forward. And now Marty has put 2 of John's checkers up.
That'll help his timing. Oh, maybe not.
But still, John could win this going forward, because not likely to, but, Marty could have some problems coming in now. This is not what John wanted. But he's just going to put the checkers where they belong, I think. He's deciding whether to lift. And he is going to lift. He decides it's too many shots.
Is that what it is? The too many shots with the stronger board?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know if I would have done the same, because I still would like to play for those variations where I make the bar point and he comes in on the ace, and maybe gets rid of something. I don't know whether that's right, but I still would try for it.
And you called it. He is having a hard time coming in on the 3-point board.
Now John is going to get some degree of outfield coverage. And moving up the second guy is probably better to make sure you can get him out later.
By the way, for those of you keeping an eye on the chat, Alex is dishing out the backgammon, the backgame knowledge. There's lots of little snippets and sayings and mantras that he's throwing in there. It's well worth glancing at. Single gap back games are much better than triple gap ones. When you have 2 anchors, play as pure as possible. When you watch live backgammon, you get smarter.
John has a choice where to put these checkers out there, and he opts to make another point and bring somebody in direct range. Marty.
That was a big double punt.
5-1, okay. If Marty can clear the 10-point, I don't think John would have any interest in taking the cube after it. But it might be too hard for Marty to clear the 10-point to offer a double. And it just got harder. John's going to have to let go of the 16-point. Kind of did its job for the moment.
It's the big sequence coming up here. That's going to do something.
The only way to play it safe would be never, because that is the only way to play it safe. So, misses, and now Marty can cash if he wants to. I think he should.
Does want to.
I think this is wrong, right? Magnetized part here.
He's noticing there's a magnet, a doubling
There's
cube.
a magnetic
I don't think
effect with the cube. If you put, it'll stick if you put the cube like
Helps him.
Joker side up.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he was doing.
Yeah, that often catches people by surprise because the board, the entire board is made of metal underneath, which is why it's so incredibly heavy and sturdy. But yeah, sometimes when you accidentally put the cube that way, it gets sucked into the board with magnetic force that is really unexpected. I've had a few players do that while playing with me. They're like, whoa! And then you actually have to apply some force to get it off there. All right, 1-0. On Marty. We haven't, John O'Higgins.
If you're gonna play a back game, you need to hit your double shot.
That's right. That's been the theme we were discussing before. Maybe John hasn't learned that yet. You know, he's an incredible grandmaster player, legend of the game, but maybe he just doesn't know that when you play a back game, you have to get those shots.
And we don't want to teach him because
that's only going to make him better.
You give him good dice, it would be unbearable.
Yeah. There's a discussion in the chat about boards. If Jeffrey Parker is the best board money can buy, who is second best? Also, I think I hear my voice coming through your computer volume. Is your computer volume on?
Maybe I can try that.
Check. Yeah, but thanks. Anyway,
I don't know.
5-1. Do you hit on the ace
Boards.
or on the 5-point?
Let's see this ace there. Okay, probably all he can do with that. Marty briefly considered just making the 8-point with the 5-3, but then he had no 3. And John needs to get that back guy out before he considers anything with the cube. Awkward little 3-2.
Yes, Duke Force.
Is that just to minimize shots doing that? Other than distribution?
Not sure. I'm not sure what other options he had.
I guess you could have played the 3 to.
Yeah, getting hit would be very bad.
Yeah.
Got a choice. He can run this all the way
So that leaves
and leave 4s and 6-1 and 3-1, or he can make the deuce point and try again later. Probably what I would have done is what John did, but especially since it's going to be hard to activate those 6-point builders. You can just roll it again.
Right. Yeah, just do it later. I'll roll a 6-4 next time. Have you played one of those variants of backgammon where you get to, you kind of see your opponent's roll for the next turn and then you roll and then they get to see that? I would think that would be
Future
fun.
gammon or something like that. John's thinking about a cube here. It's a really easy take. He would much rather. I think he would prefer to have his 8-point as he was burying in. It would be much easier to give this cube. So he decides not to give it at all. Perhaps if Marty clears his midpoint, he'll have something.
Is that what makes it an easy take? Is that messing up the John doesn't have any outfield landing spots?
Yeah, it's just so hard to play this safe.
Oh, how about now?
But got to make your own landing spot with that double 5s, and now the game is over after that.
All right, 1-1. Moving on.
Yeah, John merely has to show Marty the cube.
Yeah, just kind of reach for it.
Just kind of like showing the instruments, what they said. Yeah.
That's a move my friend does. She'll just reach over, take the cube, and just, show it to me. She just hold it in. I'm trying to get in front of the camera. Like she'll just hold it out without actually putting it on the table.
Okay, we got a 1-all tie, and we've got the gambit of splitting to the bar point has worked for Marty as he's got the return hit now. But John hits back. A lot of hitting in the early going of top level play. Oh,
Another double 6 dance.
early boxes. John's gonna pause here,
stuck in there sometimes.
but he's not gonna do anything. Just taking in Marty's. And John's decided, has a choice here. Do you go for the attack? Because 2 of the bar is very strong. Making the 20-point is a
Yeah.
very good long-term positional thing. I think I personally try to go for a quick knockout and hit the second checker. And I feel like if I get missed, there's a good chance I can just kill the guy pretty soon. But the risk is, of course, you get hit, you get nothing out of the position. You have no advantage. Whereas making the 20 point kind of ensures you have a small edge at least.
Now, if he had one more checker down there in the zone and could have brought down another one to give him 10, would that have flipped the decision?
Yeah, I don't know. I think certainly any more checkers in the zone would swing it. But
yep. Well, that helped.
But 1-6 played awfully nice for Marty, making the bar point, whereas it would have played pretty terribly if he had 2 on the bar. So I don't know. That's the thing to remember is they're not favored to hit you in a spot like that, even though if it seems like they do it all the time.
Oh, chumps! Yep, shiny piece of candy, can't resist.
All right, Marty takes 2 anchors.
The famous 2018 midpoint.
Which in my experience don't actually work that well together.
Yeah.
I usually
sorry, go ahead.
Need to get rid of one of them at some point. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was going to ask which one of those are you kind of quick to get rid of, or does it more matter on the dice?
It depends. It depends on how much contact I need and where the contact is, and how much safety I need. Because the 20-point anchor is safety because it's actually in the guy's home board, but may not be what you need in that particular position.
In this case, he gives up the mid. I mean, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people know, but the problem with those 3 anchors is you're just, or not anchors, but those 3 points is you're just using too many checkers to hold the outfield. And so getting rid of one of them is perfectly fine usually.
Yeah,
Let's cover them.
They're almost like they're too close together doing the same thing.
Right.
Now Marty has a goalkeeper on the 24 point, which helps a little bit more with generating contact right now. So that's good.
Ooh, now right there, why not come down, hit, and cover on the 11 with the 3-2 that he just had?
Yeah, I guess he didn't want to make the 11. I mean, because it is something he'll have to clear later. But that is always a balancing act you have to ask yourself. Is like, is it better to have this point now, knowing I'll have trouble clearing it later, or do I just not want to make it to begin with? And it's not always easy to answer that question. And now he decides he wants it, mainly probably because there's not a better thing to do with the double 2s. And Marty can just play that. 3-2.
And double 2s again. Same question's going to pop up.
And now he's considering whether to clear the midpoint, because he can play them down to the 9 point. He would be leaving a block behind on the 14, which would be very inconvenient to get hit.
What about just clearing the 14 to the 6 and being done with that?
That's another option as well. Because you would like a builder on the 6, but like whenever I see a naked 6 point like that, I always feel like a checker needs to go on it. But John has decided that the midpoint was the toughest point in the army to clear, so he cleared it. But Marty does get the hit with the 1-6.
Oh, 5-4.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's,
Marty's glad he didn't do that.
Yeah, you're right. I thought I had only 4 seconds.
1-5, starting to be awkward.
That was my punishment.
Yeah. Hindsight is punching John in the face right now.
He had rolled a.
See, now Marty's going to want to get off one of the... Oh, well, the 5-4 actually can come out. That actually might work out well for Marty.
Yeah.
4-3, terrible roll for John. Only way to play it safely is to clear the 6 point. That might be too much of a positional price to pay, but he might get doubled here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
John's in very bad shape if he gets hit. He might be in bad shape if he doesn't get hit.
You're saying he's in bad shape.
Yeah. He's yeah. We saw instances earlier where a player would just yoink the cube. Yeah, John's not going to yoink this one. The instinct is to take these, though, because you're up in the race.
That's right.
He's got to make things happen. And he does take it. It's not an easy take, though.
Qualified acceptance.
This gets awful if he is hit. This is a miss. As far as misses go, it's not terrible. You get a bunch of outfield coverage, and you can try to make it the bar point. Even if John hits one of these checkers, there will still be return shots back. 5-2.
Oh, that's a choice.
And you know what? I think I probably clear the 11 just because it's so stripped. It's going to be a problem. This does make a better board. But what happens next roll? If now Marty didn't make the bar point. If he did, if he had made the bar point, John would be in very big trouble this roll. I mean, he's in trouble anyway if he does that, but it seems like it's very much harder, much more likely to leave a shot. Now Marty has decided to, so John's play might have worked. It got Marty to undiversify in the outfield. Marty makes the 5-point board. John needs to get out now. Or 1. Another shot. Dupes 2 though. There is a 2.
Yeah, these middle game kind of mutual holding game-ish type positions I often find that a lot of times I'm going to make a large mistake at some point because sometimes it's just when to leave one of your points and which one can really lead to large swings. Like now.
Yep.
Is there any general formula or knowledge that you're looking for, or it's really just position dependent?
Oh.
I know that's a sweeping general question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Too much thinking.
Too much thinking.
I don't know, Josh. Leave me alone. Oh, hops in.
Marty's got to do a little balancing act, and he's like, I'm only gonna give you double sixes.
Yeah, wrong double.
Push me for a coward.
He can play with no glots, but lose all the coverage, and I think that's what he's gonna do.
There's some chat going on that I missed. Let's see.
Six, 5. John hoping that Marty rolls one himself. Double 4s, quite good, and he rips them all off because John is crashed. So he's going to play more aggressively for Gammon.
Our good friend Gigi is saying hi from Malibu, and Backgammon Made Gin is wondering if you are ever going to go to Monte Carlo. And as we all know, yes, you are.
Going this year. So that first time ever. So we're gonna do it. Why? Our friend Mark basically is dragging me there. He encouraged me a lot. So and arranged a lot. So
Yeah, I have a feeling you will be thanking him profusely for dragging you out there. No doubt.
We're both planning on winning, so that's
Pretty soon,
you know,
everyone in this room.
That's the correct mentality.
yeah, we're both planning on winning.
Oh, yeah.
So that
That's playing.
Do I remember this correctly? You have not been to Europe? Is that correct?
I've never been to Europe before.
Oh, that right there, my friend, is a reason to go.
Yeah. No, it's been too long.
They love long beards in Europe.
Good save for John from what was a pretty hopeless position. So,
The ugly position if you had
difficult cube decision for John, in my opinion, on whether to take that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, if anyone in the chat knows whether that was take or not, please let us know. They're mostly discussing quality of different boards.
No.
I like this board. No, I like that board.
I'm thinking it's.
Everybody's got their preferences.
No doubt. Do you have a preference? Let's feed the chat.
Yeah,
1-3.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I basically
Sometimes.
I like most of the boards out there for whatever reason. I like the Gammoner boards a lot. I like my FTH board. I like my Erhan board. Those were good. I like the old school tacky boards. Some people don't like them, but I actually like the sound they've made and stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff being made. I like this Joker board.
now I'm not going to stop.
In the meantime, Marty likes his board as he's double 5 blitzed while John O'Hagan is on the board, and then he ran a checker, and now John O'Hagan has to figure out what to do with this 5-2. So he comes in high and brings a 2 down to build. Marty is deciding whether to hit here. I think he will, and then he's going to continue to the 4-point. Oh, another fan here. Marty's thinking, but the score in John's 5-point kind of deter him from cubing here. Might cube here on another fan. So let's see what John rolls.
My thoughts exactly. Oh, not it.
Marty Marty anchors up.
Boom, with authority. Did you see him slam that in there? That was some street moves right there.
Marty plays with some gusto or brio or whatever we will call it.
With some flair.
Little flair.
Yeah, there's different subtleties. You know, you can be placing the checkers down gently, like, oh, I hit you, and I'm going to gently lift it. Or you can just do the slam, try to intimidate people. Different little subtle moves depending on your background. Whether you're a polite and proper player. Oh, look, I have just put you on the bar. Or if you're more into street gammon. Smashing them.
Sometimes you play them gently just so that you make sure your opponent sees what you're doing. You know?
That's right, exactly. Like, oh, look at that.
It's double threes. So Marty's determining whether and to what extent to jump out. And so he's determined that he's not up in the race, but that this contact on the 18 point is better contact. So, and well, double sixes, depending on what the race was, he might regret coming out to that. It still might be the right play, though.
Now, just hoping for some doubles to pop up. Not
Oh
those
my
doubles,
goodness.
though. Not those doubles.
Marty's like, why did I ever jump to the 18 point? I would have won this race by now.
Stop. Leaving my checkers alone. There we
Yeah, this was getting awkward for Marty quickly. John has all the timing in the world.
Yeah, he's definitely waiting for Marty to leave a shot. And there's another set of
Another
power.
double sixes. Wow. He's getting them all out early. Getting them all out early. Well, it's better than 2 6 3 6 4 6 or 5 6 for him. Speaking of.
All right, so there's the shot.
And there it is. I think if he doesn't get in and out, it's are we talking double pass here?
Yeah, it will depend on the nature of the come in. Now he leaves more shots this way.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
6.
Aldo's not even here.
And now big roll back. Not happening.
Marty is going to double. He's definitely not too good. And John, not enough shot equity. You know, the race is gone completely. Never winning the race without hitting a shot. And just too hard to hit him.
Wow. That's got to be one of the worst and best, depending on your perspective, feelings of backgammon when you know you are.
Well, that's one reason. He's got
your
other
opponents
reasons.
roll
He's
away
just
from
mad at
sending
the
a cube,
Federation about
and then they just throw the joker 2-6 from the bar, and you're like, oh no, I've lost instead.
And that 2-6 was unavoidable because like that was if John was gonna lift the blot, he was always gonna lift the bar point blot. So he was just dead.
They might be. You're right. I better shut up. I don't want to put.
That is why they call it the cruelest game. I'm about to win. No, I've lost.
He had some issues to work through. And,
In disastrous fashion. Alex, by the way, wants me to grow a beard like yours.
It would look good on you.
Thank you. I think if I cut all my hair off on the back of my head and put it on the front of my face, I could instantly accomplish that.
It's lovely that you have that option.
Yes. Well, you could cut off your beard and put it on the back of your head.
You did that last game.
Another quick double 5 for Marty. Bearing some resemblance to the last game. There's a 1-4 from the root. Just probably has to. He's considering whether to slot the 5 point, but does duplicate 4s to some extent. He's going to do it.
Yeah, at this point, you're that far behind in the race. Why not, right? Was that the thinking?
I think so. And he's like, you know, if it does get hit, I'll just anchor.
Yep.
And lo and behold, I did. So now John feels a lot better about his position. And Marty feels a lot worse about his.
It's funny how that works.
It's like it's a zero-sum game or something like that.
Yeah, that's odd. Wow, stays trapped back there. But
now, interesting decision here. I think it's still early, but when you're trailing the match, you start having frisky thoughts about the cube. If Marty doesn't do something good here, you might see a cube. Does have to leave a shot. And this might be enough at the score.
And especially with the threat of the hit, I imagine. And he's trapped.
Yeah. They both improved over the last roll, but I'd say John improved more.
Oh.
He ultimately does not double. He's going to hit. At least I think he is. The question is where to move the other two. Dupe some 4s. 1-5 is awful for Marty, and John's going to go ahead and cash this. This could be a small play on. I can't imagine Marty is taking this.
Yeah, I was wondering why you wouldn't play on there to try and get to 6 away instead of 7.
It might be a tiny play on. Won't be like John still or Marty still has a 4-point board. Like an accident could still happen, but I still think I would have risked it. All right, 4-2. John's gonna make the 3. Good start for Marty again.
You know what we haven't seen today in all the exciting matches we've had? We haven't seen time trouble yet.
No, everybody's playing relatively quick, which is good for the stream. You know, like, we like seeing good, quick action.
Speedy plays, but there is nothing quite like the craziness of being in time trouble. But yeah, Arena took it to the other side and just beat up on people way too quickly.
Yeah, winning backgammons. Who does that? John chose not to make the 20-point with that double 2s, and Marty immediately rolled a 6-1. Rightly or wrongly with the double 2s, I don't know, but... He gets the bar points with those aces, or John gets the bar point with those aces, and then Marty has a choice here. He can see daylight with the 4 and make the 11, or he can make the blocking 9-point. I think seeing daylight is reasonable. If you pass up on it, you may not be able to find it later.
Can't forget little Kevin.
Oh, and 5-4 is great now. Marty's on the favorable side of a 22-point holding game. And so 126 for Marty. 47, 77, 127, 133 for John. So only like a 7-pip advantage. Probably not quite enough.
I don't know.
We just threw the 11 there, so that makes it 18. How about now? 10-pip advantage. Ish.
Closer, but I still think a little shy.
What's the magic number? 12, 14?
I'm thinking maybe like 12, 13. I don't think this particular score affects it that much. It would be different if I owned the bar point as well, because once the 5 prime is in place, but
That'll
now
change.
Marty is very glad he didn't cube.
Sure.
And John is counting it up to see whether he wants to leave some contacts on the 16. I don't think he should. I think he actually pulled ahead. Not by much.
No, it's pretty close.
But by any amount is probably enough to want to go.
I'm hearing that weird echo again. I don't know where from. What is the race? I guess fairly close. We'll just say it's fairly close.
Seems fairly close.
Yeah, they'll let us know when it's not close by doubling the other person.
But I'm sure they have it counted well enough. I'm sure Marty still has the count from the last time he counted.
Yeah. That was one lesson that I kind of had to learn, was to keep a running, once you get to these racing positions, just keep a running count. Get it once and then keep it running, mostly so you don't piss off everyone you're playing with, especially in a duet, by stopping to count every single time.
Get more games per hour in that way.
Yes. Get less sighs and hems and haws.
Okay, anytime somebody rolls a big swinging number, either big low or big high, like 1, 2, that's always a time where you might pause. But Marty can't take one off.
I think it was 4 points for the roll now. This is pretty even. It's about as even as it gets. I'm going to say 1 pip difference. I'm gonna guess he's down by 8 now. And Lord, I hope I'm right, so I don't look silly later when I watch this back later.
Nice roll from Marty.
That can do it. Nope, not gonna do it. Nope. 69.
Bad roll for Marty. He played that quickly. With the 2-1, he could be right to make the 4 there. I'm not sure. Surely that's it. No. It's a double
Surely.
Surely couldn't possibly keep up with that, and he doesn't.
Surely they must know. Surely they know. There's no chance. This is just little teeny little baby steps inching towards the goal. 6 away, 5 away.
Yep.
Hanging on, tight match. This is the opposite of what we just saw from Arena.
Yeah, Irina would be finished by now if she was in this match.
Oh, yeah, she would be having lunch. She'd be calling people, telling them about the match. She'd probably at this point be saying, "What match? What are you talking about?"
4 seems like it's splitting down. It's just gonna run with the back checker. John hits loose with the 6, and he's going to come or with the 3 and just come out with the 6. Okay. Good shot back from Marty. And needs to come in well. And he'll probably hit loose here. If it partly to fight for points and partly to keep Marty from building something on his side and escaping. And Marty rolls a great shot back, 6-5 to get out. Bad shape for John. And Marty doesn't think about this. He's gonna improve one roll. If John doesn't do anything here, if he doesn't anchor, or hit, yeah, he anchored. I was gonna say, if he doesn't do anything productive, Marty might have a cube, but doesn't have a cube now.
Is that what's called a pointless double?
Would be a pointless double. In anticipation of it quickly not being pointless. Interesting spot here. I think making the ace point is part of it, or part of this play, just to get John's goalkeeper out of your hair, push him forward. Because if you can push him forward and eliminate the contact, you know, your racing advantage is usually enough to just win this. And then Marty opts to make a homeboard point. Seems reasonable. And the play worked, basically. He got the checker forward. The only flaw with Marty's position now is that gap on the 5 point. And he's determining whether to leave a shot for better distribution. And usually it's not right to do that.
Even in this position where your opponent has some blots laying around their home board?
Yeah, it's just that his position, John's position is like good enough that you don't want to have to rely on hitting a shot back. Like, and Marty's position, he can just roll a joker and bring this home. You know, like, he could roll double 4s or 6-5 and win without risking it. He'll have a few rolls to do that, so.
And does he have a cube now, or the 5 point gap is too ugly?
Well, John desperately doesn't want to leave the midpoint, but Marty might still have it. So John wants to keep contact. Marty certainly has a cube now. I think most hits are certainly market losers.
Ooh, not what he wanted.
Not what he wants to roll. Now let's see what John comes up with. He's going to pop out with this 5 and then bring the 2 down. Just kind of generally being annoying. 4-5, interesting take. It pretty much has to hit and clear this, because the alternative is clearing the bar, which is too terrible to contemplate. John misses from the roof. Uh-oh. Double 5s is an awful shake for Marty. My goodness.
Big roll, game deciding roll. Smacks it.
Wow. Now he does leave the 2-6 back.
Ray Fogerlin just poked his head in the room, but then quickly left.
There's the 2-4. Wow, this is horrible. And that now John probably needs to play on here. He's going to think about it because, you know, Marty currently doesn't have anybody on the roof. But the more you look at this, like, it's going to be difficult for Marty to do enough to have a take next time.
Yeah, especially you could end up leaving him even more blots.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, that was big. Didn't happen.
It makes the slope makes it look like it's hot. It really
Not
is.
sure what happened there. 6-5, perfect. And John hoping to roll a deuce, pick up that second checker.
Not yet. I'm not going to say
He
that's
probably even money to win a gammon.
There it is. That was pretty massive. All right. Potentially scooping up 4 points. Uh-oh, I have spoken too soon.
Well, John's not terribly worried.
No. Still feeling good, but would love to keep the gammon and just doesn't do it. Still possible.
John's still probably... Okay. John decides to cash.
He's seen enough.
I'm wondering whether he's still too good or not.
Yeah.
Probably not too much.
I thought we were going to see a big game there in this match, but we continue to see little smacks back and forth. Boom, boom, boom. Inching towards the goal. 4 away, 5 away. Cube action. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is one of those weird scores where the leader can be a little more aggressive with the cube. Is that right?
Yeah, the leader has a better gammon value on a 2 cube than the trailer does. Although it's good for both players. But yeah, the trailer has to pass a little quicker than the leader does. Interesting spot here, and just gonna make the deuce points with the remaining 2 6s after making the bar. 5 6, and he's kind of tempo hitting to prevent Marty from improving on his own. And
does it anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call to just make the point instead of the hit. And John deciding what to do here. There's a couple of different plays. You can run the back checker to the bid point, or you could keep the checker on the 20 and maybe play a tempo hit like 11-5, 2-1, in the hope of getting the anchor later. I'm kind of leaning towards that play, but I don't know.
Seems like the one.
2 6. All right, Marty probably needs to get it instead of stripping the mid. Probably should get out with that 6. But it does kind of give John a good 3 that he doesn't have right now. I think that's what he's objecting to. But he still does it.
Ooh, that's a nice roll for him.
Perfect.
Oh, now does this qualify as gammonish yet? Threats? No threats. Is this one of those semi-aggressive leader cubes?
Certainly giving it a thought. 10 checkers in the zone. This is tough. I feel like this is a really easy take for Marty. Just because the turnarounds, when they happen, will happen. Marty has a great front position.
John still can't see daylight with one of his checkers.
Yeah, I think I agree with John's hold on this. Now if Marty enters with one without hitting,
Ooh, how about that?
to make that discussion, do we? My goodness.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
My, how things change.
Instantly.
And now,
Okay, so Marty, I would say that if Marty chooses double, John should pass this. And I think I agree with it not being too good. But
wow, no one giving up ground. This is a tight one.
yeah,
No one's running away with it. No one's backing down. No one's winning big. This is going to be down to the wire, I think. And now that I say that out loud, someone will probably win a Gammon 2 cube.
nice little tempo hit with the 5-4 to break connection with the 22-point anchor.
I feel like that's one of those plays that you can quickly spot a good player from a less studied player on that, where you split with a 6 and down, and then you follow it up with a 5. And if someone doesn't hit you on the ace with like a 5-2, 5-4, or a double hit with a 5-6, you can quickly see like, oh, I got this person.
Yeah, I certainly feel like someone who doesn't make that play is going to miss other similar tactics that will make my life more difficult, so we're okay seeing that. Marty going for a quick blitz with this double 4, but John gets to hit, and all of a sudden, bad entry for Marty, or no entry, and John is going to chip it here. And I don't know if I'm taking this as Marty, although I do have a better board, but it's not a prime-ish board. You know, like the points that I've made in the board are kind of all wrong for a potential turnaround. I usually want to be pure if I'm going to rely on hitting later so that I can contain checkers.
All right. 3 away, 4 away. This is yeah, exciting. Little by little, who knows?
Yeah, Marty's gonna hope to make some quick points now that he's escaped the checker, and he's got builders for it. He rolls boxes, which is good news and bad news.
Yeah, one of those double 6s you want and don't want at that moment.
John not going to come off the anchor with all those stacks and being down the race. He's going to work on his prime, because if John can make this a prime versus prime position, he's got excellent chances since he's down in the race. Now, does Marty have anything? He's going to act like he's got something, and I think he does. Those fly shots would be market losers, generally. So, and then if he doesn't roll one, it's not clear who's better in this prime versus prime position. John's down in the race, but he's got 2 checkers trapped behind the prime to Marty's 1.
4 point or an 8 point?
This is interesting. He can make a 5 prime by making the 8 and 9 points. Or, oh, sorry, no, it's a 5-2.
Ooh, giving up the 3-6.
I think I would have made the 4. I think I would have made the 4. I tend to prefer, if I can make the forward point, I would prefer it over the back point, but precisely for this reason, because we had made the 4-point Marty couldn't come up with that 3.
Gets it.
Marty's not unhappy with the dance there.
So did you say Marty is happy or just not happy with the dance?
He's not unhappy. Like,
Yes.
Like, it could be bad if John does everything, but if John doesn't do everything, then okay, this gets a little
Marty keeps his
worrisome,
timing.
and John has to do something with the back checkers.
I was thinking the same. He kind of wants to dance. Marty doesn't get out. John desperately needs the 1 and 2.
Staying out might not be bad, especially after this double 3s is double-edged, right?
Yep.
John's gonna come up with 1s and 2s and 6s real fast. Like
On
that.
command.
My goodness.
That's the thing, you know? 2-6.
John has to come up with an ace.
Followed
What
by
the?
1-6.
John O'Hagan.
Unreal.
Are you
Wow.
kidding me?
Wow.
Folks, backgammon is not this easy.
No. Wow. We've all been in both shoes where you hit the ones you need immediately, and then in Marty's position where you're thinking, all right, this could work out for me. And then just nah.
I mean, Marty's still a favorite, I think. I mean, before, like, if we take the position before the first 6-2, I think Marty's still a favorite with 2 on the roof.
Yeah, exactly. John's favored to crack there.
Oh, what a nightmare for Marty. And now, of course, John playing on for a what would be a match-ending gammon.
Yeah, you just take it down right now.
John's thinking about ripping 2 and playing 6-2-5-1. This double 4 is very inconvenient because he would have liked to taken some checkers off while keeping the board closed. You can't do that. But the thing is, the gammon is worth a little less to John at this score than it would be for Marty if he were the one playing. Because he only gets 1 extra point out of it.
Yeah, I was thinking, why wouldn't you just rip from the back and, you know, with such a strong front position for Marty?
Probably not getting enough extra gammons out of the position to justify the extra losses he would be giving by, leaving potential shots. So this seems reasonable. That's a poor roll for John if Marty stays out.
Yep. No.
Doesn't.
All right, gammon race match on the line. It is on.
Now Marty has done pretty well so far in getting everybody in before John has hardly any guys off. So it looks like he's going to run this off, but
it's going to be close.
John could make this more interesting.
Going to be close. It's going to be less close.
That's a big miss.
Yep. What's it gonna be? Two. Marty would love to see a big number right here and gets that.
He's going to take the 2 crossovers just in case John rolls a set. Gives him more chances to get off the G in that instance. This would be the downside.
Uh-oh, one final shake. Is it over now? We're moving on. Over.
And he got, wow. Unbelievable.
This game is nuts. It was close. John O'Hagan with the 2-6-1-6.
Oh, that was
followed by the gammon.
Oh,
Just runs away with it. Something that was neck and neck the whole way.